Massive props, big ups to Pepsi, yo. Shout outs for selecting us to do this. It's been a blessing and an honor to work on this ad.
It's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do the SAP version. Pepsi Cola, la cola más refrescante del mundo. Gracias por reconocer dos niños del Bronx.
So what's up, gentlemen? How you feeling?
Good,
It's a
man,
rare
you
treat.
know, all things considered, doing well.
Yeah. At the end of a hellish year in this city and around the world.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. Happy to be taking part of something that's bringing people happiness, honestly.
Word.
That's what's up. I mean, I had a brief glimpse of the doc that you created with, you know, blessing the bodega with the year's rent. It's a brilliant concept. Did you come up with that yourself? Did you bring that to Pepsi? Like, I'll only collect this Pepsi bag if we're doing good for the bodega, or like, how did the creative process unfold?
You know what? No, shout out to Pepsi, because you didn't have to like force their hand to do anything. Like they had the big vision. They knew
they got it
because they have the big vision, and they have the big money to go and make the big vision happen. And they went for like two authentic New Yorkers, two authentic Bronx people to make this happen. Because I feel like other places wouldn't have been able to really tap on the vein of New York City existence and how important bodegas are to survival, and they nailed it. Like, off the tee. Like, we didn't have to come in and be like, no, don't do this, don't do. Like, they knew, they found
this
a good
is wrong.
bodega. It was great, man.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And a lot of prep work went into it too. It wasn't just like, yo, we're just gonna pick a random. But like, they talked to us. They were like, you guys are on the ground. Yeah. What do you like? Taking suggestions. What was your childhood bodega? Da, da, da. So it was a whole process. It wasn't just like. Open a random phone book. Let's Juan, food corp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
Mero was chasing down a bodega owner and had him stressed. Like like the guy didn't realize, he didn't really believe it was Pepsi. He was like, something else is going on here.
He thought it was a scam.
Yeah, but you know how it is in the hood with bodegas and bodega owners and stuff like that. So Pepsi needed someone to like work their way through that, and that's what we came through.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say most bodegas don't have lawyers on retainer to make sure stuff is like super legit.
Yeah.
So I understand, you know what I mean? But But we were very involved in like the selection process.
Why was this the bodega? How did you select this particular bodega?
Well, it was JJN Corp Deli and Grocery, located in the Bronx, not too far away from where I actually live. And the thing is,
in Washington.
It's a hub. It's one of those, you know how every neighborhood has a bodega, but this is like that bodega. That's the hub that you got to go
corner
to for
joint.
Everything. Yeah, that's what you hang in front of. And also, sadly, the owner had lost his father to COVID, so he had to shut down for a little bit. But then he reopened because he realized the community needed him. Because because of lockdown, a lot of stores closed down. You can't, and in the Bronx, you can't really get stuff delivered. And he's the hub. And we've heard stories of what he did. So we was like, how can we give back to him? And shout out to Pepsi giving back with a Bodega Giveback, and just giving him a year's rent. Like, just the most amazing gift you can give a bodega owner. So shout out to Juan and his son, because the look on their face when they really get it, you see the appreciation.
And it really hit home, man. It really hit home because it's like we're children of immigrants. You know what I mean? So that could have been us. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't get seen by the right people and put in the right positions, we could have been working alongside our dad at a bodega. You know what I mean? And then watching your grandfather pass away and then coming back because you know how important you are to the community. You know what I mean? Like that's really selfless, man. Like. It's just a dope story. You know what I mean? And those stories occur all over the place. It's just people don't see them because they don't get the exposure like on a national level. But a brand like Pepsi can put that on a national stage and be like, "Yo, look, this is a mom and pop establishment for real, and these are the small businesses that you're supposed to be supporting."
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about essential workers, we've been prioritizing the doctors and nurses, and quite rightly so, but the bodega, I mean, you keeping that rent paid for a year is big for that whole community, isn't it?
It's a game changer because, like, we had the thread on Twitter a couple weeks ago where the people were talking about bodega. Where do people outside New York get their food from? And everyone was like, "Oh, New Yorkers are so snarky. All you think about is bodegas." But no, bodegas are our lifeblood. They're the center of our communities. That's where you go shopping. And Pepsi realized that and was like, "Yo, like." it's not, Pepsi wasn't like, yo, here's a poster just put up that says, hey, Pepsi cares. Pepsi was like, we're going to do something genuine and something that's actually going to help you going forward. Like once the cameras are gone, once Desus and Mero leave, you still have this. We've changed your life, and hopefully this will help you continue to change people's lives in the hood. So it's like, it's called Bodega Giveback, and it's just going to continue to give back even once the film is out and we're gone. That donation from Pepsi is just going to keep that bodega going. So shout out to them, man.
That's amazing.
Is big New York energy too, man, because it's like, you know, New York is about that action. So Pepsi came through, and like Desus said, it wasn't lip service, man. It wasn't like photo ops and, you know, hey, one time thing. It's like, yo, listen, we're gonna hold you down for the whole year and keep it moving. You know what I mean? So
it would have been really messed up if Pepsi just came through like, yo, damn, sorry about your grandfather. Here's 3-liter sodas. Take a picture.
Yo, it is a big like, slam. Peace. Yo, peace, we got the Bodega Boys. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, and I know you wouldn't be a part of anything so trifling as that. But break it down, because for those that don't know, like, tell us about this Bodega Boys identity. Like, how did that evolve? What was the genesis of that?
Well, it was just, I remember I came up with the phrase because people were listening. I think me and Mero on our first podcast, we used to have to ride the train back afterwards. And basically, our conversation on the train sounded exactly like the podcast. And somebody was like, yo, they sound like the two guys you hear in the bodega, which is true, because when you hear guys in the bodega, they talk very passionately about things. They may not have all the facts, but they're talking with their heart.
But the confidence is strong.
You know, and that's just us. We're raised in bodegas. I mean, probably 90% of the food we've grown up eating was either our mother's cooking or chopped cheese sandwiches. You know, we're the Bodega Boys, even though when you hear us, you think bodegas. And that's why when Pepsi was like, who should we talk to about bodegas? They knew us, because other places would be like, who should we talk to about bodegas? Logan Paul. Like, no, like,
nah,
you gotta have the people that fit with what you're trying to do.
You gotta read the room a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I see that there's some flags flying on the wall there behind you. You're repping the culture real hard. How has the pandemic hit your the land of your heritage, like Jamaica and Dominican Republic, correct? And I think I see what is it? It's two flags you got up there.
It's the Haitian and Dominican flag.
Haiti, yes.
It's one island, one people. You know what I'm saying? I'm repping. But yeah, no, I mean, like, you know, islands by and large survive. I don't know all the stats on Jamaica, but I know in the Dominican Republic, a large chunk of their, you know, income, or whatever, GDP, whatever you want to call it, is tourism. So they survive on that. So when there's a pandemic and you can't travel around, you know, stuff starts to get hectic. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, luckily they take it seriously. They're still on curfew. Like, I check in with my parents all the time, my aunts and uncles. We're constantly on WhatsApp, sending each other voice messages. How you doing? You good? You getting tested? This, that. And, you know, it's hit hard, but, you know, luckily people take it seriously over there, because, you know, there's been other like outbreaks, you know, in pandemics like that, like dengue and Zika and all that type of stuff. So people they're mentally prepared for that type of stuff.
They're probably doing better than America taking it seriously.
Honestly, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, how about Jamaica?
Jamaica's got it they got it, you know, if you compare anything to what America's doing, Jamaica's a smaller island. They got it under control right now. I think they're about 64 cases a day, no new deaths, and they said 16% of the population is about to get the vaccine. And basically they're only getting it from people coming into the country. Like, they have it self-contained. So they kind of got it under wraps over there. But I mean, you know, it's Americans going down there bringing it. So we got to chill. Just like leave Jamaica alone, man. The beach will be there when it's all said and done.
Listen, there will be other summers. You know what I'm saying? Just donate money to the people out there. Donate to causes. You don't need to fly out there.
Yeah, stay home. Stay in your neighborhood. Buy something from your local bodega. Don't go fly out. Don't go to Tulum. Stay home.
Stay home. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because Papa's gonna send that money back home anyway. So, you know.
Facts. So on a personal note, are your families doing okay? Has your immediate circle been, you know, come through this year all right so far?
Yeah, so far. I lost my cousin in England to it, and both my sisters had it, but they survived. They didn't have it because my sister, one of them is a nurse, so she caught it working in the ER, but she
Oh,
got
man.
through it. And yeah, my parents are in Florida. They've been inside for months now, so I've been lucky. I've been lucky over here.
That's a
Yeah,
blessing.
same. Lucky. I mean, I lost my uncle, you know, a couple of weeks ago, you know, but
So
you know, he
sorry
was,
to hear that, man.
yeah, you know, and that was my guy too, man. It's like I called him it wasn't even my uncle, he was my grandpa. But you know, that aside, you know, you just gotta you know, you gotta keep pushing because you know, other Desus said, my sister works at NYU Langone. Luckily, she's Euro stepped it so far. You know what I mean? Like,
She's
and
done what?
she's Euro stepped the virus so far. She's managed to like stay safe and like, you know, follow all
All right.
protocols and all that type of stuff. A friend of mine got it. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Fred the Godson. You know what I mean? Who's
Rest
my
in
homie,
peace, the homie.
who passed away from that. But you know, it's just like, you know, when you grow up in the Bronx, man, like you deal with loss differently. You know what I mean? Because it's like, and trauma in general. But luckily, you know, the tent poles of my family, my mom, my dad, you know, my sister, my brother, they're there, they're rocking out. So, you know,
Yeah,
that's all I can ask for.
it kind of reminds me of like the bodega owner Juan. Like his father died. Like that's crushing. The idea that, and then his father used to own the bodega before him, so he grew up working with the father. So now imagine the man you grew up working with, and the thing he built when he got to this country, he's gone now in the middle of a pandemic. The amount of pressure must have been on him to like. He had to push that off his shoulders and get back in there and open the bodega again. Now he got his son. He doesn't really have time to mourn because he has to provide for the community. It's just like you asking about like family getting through the COVID. It's times are so hard in this pandemic. Like that's why, you know, bring it back to this bodega giveaway. Like the chance to bring a little bit of happiness in these bleak times, it just means the world to us. Like, and that's even just the actual interaction with Juan. Like when we were talking to him and he's talking about his father dying, you could just see his face drop and like his energy. You could see he's still mourning his father. Yeah. But then us knowing that we was about to bless him with a year's rent, like it was kind of confusing at the end because he was happy, but he's kind of sad. Like if you see the film, you'll see it. But it was a beautiful moment.
We're really excited to share the film on Vibe, and you know, it's just I can't commend the whole squad that put this together enough. It's like it's the right message.
Shout out to Pepsi, man. That team.
Yeah, for real, man.
And also shout out shooting during the pandemic. Like shout out to them with all the safety. You never felt any kind of danger on set, and it was just fun. It was fun. It was fun to be around people again, honestly.
Yo, for real, and real people like Juan and them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like real actual like New Yorkers. You know what I mean? Like,
you recently linked up with a real individual, the president of the United States, number 44. Isn't that right?
Who, our boy Barry?
Yeah.
Bodega Barry?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bodega Barry. Yeah. That's the homie.
Our homeboy from Chi-Town. Yeah.
I was just texting with him right now.
Yeah,
in a group chat.
He's looking for a new job right now. We trying to help him out, you know.
Yeah, we might bring him on as like a PA on a show or something like that. You know what I mean? Give him a little chance. Give him a little.
No, yes, we actually have met President Obama. Like the Bodega Boys met President Obama.
President Obama. Like, if he would have said that in 2013,
if you had said that like a couple of months ago, I'd be like, yeah, get out of here. But we linked up with Barry.
Man,
so what was the prep work for that interview? What was your process to get ready to chop it up with
well, I mean, first of all, when you're interviewing Obama, the first question you want to ask is, are there aliens? He says yes, allegedly. No, but we got copies of his book. We got early copies of his book. Right. Shout out to him, his team, and just going through it and finding like is there any key points he wants to point out and talk about. But then also he had done a lot of interviews already, so we kind of took it, you know how we do our interviews, and we just kind of asked the questions you would ask on the couch. So we just asked like very, very like regular questions. Like we asked him about like what was it like with the whole roasting of the tan. Remember he wore the tan suit and they were killing him about it?
Oh, I do.
Like that. Yeah. So, you know, questions that we don't think other people have asked, and we definitely wanted to know. So it's a very, like, you'll enjoy the interview. Very casual, very sit down. It's like someone said it looks like my three uncles talking, and that's what it felt like.
With the older uncle, like like he turned his life around. He's like, y'all need to do better. You know what I mean? But like it's that vibe it permeates the whole interview, and it's dope because like Desus said, it's a departure from like the presto that he's been doing. You know what I mean? Like it's all policy and this and how did you deal with this in person and this person in government? And we're talking more about like the human side, like even calling him Barry. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like Mr. President Barack, who's, you know what I mean? Like we're like, hey, yo, Barry, what up, baby? I thought we were gonna play ball. Da, da, da. And it's just like you know, like that bodega vibe, like when you congregate in front of the bodega.
Also, he took a shot at the Knicks. You can see it in the preview on Twitter, to the point where Coach Tibbs had to respond this morning and said that he saw the video and he's going to do everything in his power to make Obama a Knicks fan before the end of the season. So listen, we're out here. We're influencing the culture.
Changing the culture. Paradigm shifting.
From the bodegas to the Knicks to Obama, we're everywhere. The Bodega Boys taking over the world.
Benevolent boys, basketball boys. Come on, baby, everything.
We are in the best borough in New York City. We're in the BX right now.
The BX borough, you know what I'm saying? 171st in Washington. We are in front of JJN Grocery. You know what I'm saying?
We're doing Pepsi Giveback. You know what I'm saying? Pepsi, a very illustrious brand. They're providing money to help bodega owners keep going, and in this particular bodega, we're going to pay their rent for a year, which is great, and because they've been here helping people get through the pandemic. That's where you could get your toilet paper. They've just been the lifeblood for the neighborhood. So Pepsi is giving back to the people who have already given. Growing up, and you know how important bodegas are to you, and then just see the genuine reaction from him, because you can see he's been through something. He lost his father. COVID has probably cut sales down, and just to have such an unexpected gift from Pepsi and such a generous gift, you can definitely see it. You know it's going to affect his life, and he's never going to forget this moment. And us being part of that was just, like, amazing.
We're children of immigrants, you know what I mean? Like, his story is our story, you know what I mean, to an extent. So it's just, like, seeing his reaction when he heard the word, you know, financial help, he would, like, you see his eyes widen, like, hold up, is this? That's amazing, you know what I mean? That's an amazing feeling, because, like you said, we grew up in places like this. These are our playgrounds. These are our, you know what I mean? These are our boys and girls clubs. You know what I mean? When you're in the hood, this is where you come to hang out. This is like where everybody congregates, hangs out, talks. You know what I mean?
And it's good because we're Bodega Boys, so now we become the paying for Bodega Boys. You know what I'm saying? Paying it forward. It's important to celebrate New York City bodegas because they're a dying breed, and they are what gives New York its energy. New York is a 24-hour city, and the best example of that is a bodega where you can go at any time, get anything you want, a sandwich, you get food, you get toilet paper.
There's a more communal, familiar feeling there. There's like there's an interaction, there's a closeness that you don't get when you're just like, yo, boop, boop, boop.
Also, it's got a cat. Come on, you got a cat. How many stores got cats nowadays?
You feel me?
The only
natural pest control.
The most important cats in New York City are the 2 cats in front of the New York Public Library and every bodega cat.
Right.
Pay them respect. You know, like, we're from the Bronx, and you see the progress. Our career is growing. So to even be on the map for Pepsi, that's a big accomplishment for us. And just the fact that we just did a commercial in the Bronx with Pepsi. This is what kids dream of. This is one of our dreams come true. So shout out to Pepsi.
Bring Pepsi into the Bronx. That makes it even sweeter. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, cool. We're collaborating with a huge brand. Like, we always say the brand is strong. Our brand is strong. Pepsi's a strong ass brand. You know what I'm saying? And for them to recognize us as like ambassadors, you know what I mean, of this of you know, the culture. And like what we represent is dope.
My earliest bodega memory.
My earliest bodega memory is my aunt coming straight from the Dominican Republic and sending me to the bodega to get $1 worth of salami. Not like half a pound, a quarter pound, a $1 worth of salami. And she meant like Dominican salami, like the thick cut joint that you eat with the plátanos in the morning. And I came back with like the Genoa, like cold cut salami. And she was like, my man, what is this? But it was $1 worth of salami, and we ate it with the plátanos, and it was hitting. So
we had just moved into a new neighborhood, and I remember my father had given me a little extra pocket money, so I was balling, and I bought myself a 50-cent candy bar. I was like, yo, you can't tell me nothing. It provides you like a sense of home, if you will, because it's just like, no matter what happens, you can go buy stuff at the bodega, you can talk to the bodega owner, you can talk to the bodega worker, you can just hang out there.
You can just chop it up. If you in there, if you get, you know, you get a little sauce, you want a little sandwich, you want to just talk to the homie at the deli counter, like, yo, man, let me, what do you think about the Yankees this year?
Yeah, you just go in there and chill. It's home.
You know what I mean?
It's home. Oh, what advice I have? You know what?
Stay home.
Stay home,
Stay
but
inside.
also, you know, take this time to reflect on what it means. The holiday season this year is different because of the pandemic. We've lost a lot of people because of COVID, And, just take this time to reflect on who's in your life, what life means to you, what do you want to do in the future, and also drink some Pepsi.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yo, you know how people go around and they're like, yo, what are you thankful for? What are you thankful for in this holiday season? And blah, blah, blah. And usually you make up something like, yo, what? Health, family, life, blah, blah, blah. Now is the perfect time to really, really
Count
dig
your
deep.
blessings.
Yeah, for real. Like, really, really take that seriously. Because, like, now we're seeing, like, yo, life is fleeting.